All right, everybody. It's time. This is the week. This is what we all been waiting for. Battle in the Bay Area, showdown in Santa Clara, whatever you want to call it, is Cowboys versus San Francisco, and we're gonna talk about it right here on Cowboy Spit.
Here we go! Yeah, here we go! Wait, take
Cowboys Spit.
Throws back of the end zone. There's CeeDee Lamb.
What's going on, everybody? Cowboy C3. The showdown in Santa Clara is about to happen tomorrow, 7:20 p.m. Cowboys versus 49ers in San Francisco. Big game for the Cowboys. Huge game for the Cowboys. This is that game where they need to get all the get back that they can get. You can right the ship this season. You can do a whole lot of things with this game. With that being said, Cowboys are a 4-point underdog, and San Francisco is picked. San Francisco has a 66% chance to win the football game. No faith in the Cowboys. We'll start off first with injury reports because that's been the whole tale of the whole week with the San Francisco's, with the San Francisco, with the 49ers. Sports T, how you doing? Say the 49ers about to show they are America's team. All right, Sports T, yeah, you got it. They are not America's team, but whatever. 49ers are winning this game. I hope you know this. We're about to talk about it. We'll see right now if they're gonna win the game. Okay, my intro is cute. I appreciate that, Sports T. Thank you. All right. So San Francisco has an interesting style that they run. Everything is predicated off the run. With that being said, Jordan Mason, the starting running back this year, because Christian McCaffrey is still on injury reserve with the Achilles strains in both feet. Both feet. Jordan Mason was a full participant in practice on Friday, so it looks like he's going to play on Saturday. Chris Conley, wide receiver with an ankle injury, did not practice all week, but he was a full participant in Friday's practice, and he will play on Sunday. Same thing with Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa with an elbow injury, limited participant all week, full participant on Friday, will go on Sunday. Trent Williams, limited participant in every practice this week, will go on Sunday. Deebo Samuel, with this illness, with the liquid, the fluid in the lungs, hospitalized, limited practice yesterday. First time he returned to practice, he's questionable for Sunday. George Odom, starting safety with a knee injury, limited participant in practice, questionable for Sunday. Jake Moody is the starting kicker. He's out. George Kittle, limited participant, questionable for Sunday. Jawan Jennings, wide receiver with a hip injury, did not participate, out for Sunday. Kevin Givens, defensive tackle with a groin injury, did not participate in practice on Friday, out for Sunday. 49ers got a lot of injuries that they're going to have to deal with. Right man down sports. I don't know about cute, bro. He could have said it was nice. You know what I'm saying? Something. Golly. Okay. Cowboys. Brandon Aubrey has been out all week for jury duty. Can't make that up. Had jury duty all week. He's ready to play for Sunday. Deron Bland was a full participant in practice on Tuesday, limited on Wednesday, did not practice Thursday or Friday, and is out for Sunday. There's something going on with that. We'll have to keep tuned to it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe a minor setback. Maybe he felt something in the foot and they just didn't feel comfortable with him going this week. Backup corner, who's been the starting corner for a couple of games this season, but he's been injured, is Kalen Carson. Full participant in practice. He's still questionable for Sunday with the shoulder injury. Ryan Florney, wide receiver, full participant in practice, will go Sunday. Eric Kendricks, limited participant all week, questionable for Sunday. Maurice Lufau with the shoulder, full participant all week, he's going. Micah Parsons, limited practice on Wednesday, limited practice on Thursday, did not practice on Friday, out Sunday. He will not play. Jordan Phillips, full participant all week, will not play on Sunday. Defensive lineman. John Stevens Jr., backup tight end with a knee injury, limited participant on Wednesday, did not practice Thursday or Friday, out on Sunday. And backup middle linebacker, who's Eric Kendrick's backup middle linebacker, who's Eric Kendrick's backup, with a foot injury, limited participant Wednesday, did not practice Thursday or Friday, and he is questionable for Sunday. Both teams riddled with injuries. It should be interesting. It should be. 49ers still got some big names back. Bosa and Trent Williams will go Sunday. So, offensive and defensive lines, their stalemates on the offensive defensive line will be there Sunday. They're going to participate in the game. And, that makes things a little bit tougher for the Cowboys. Will not disagree with that. All right. Cowboys they're going to have to do some things. This is coming off a bye week, man. You've had a week to prepare for this. We all know what San Francisco's going to do. San Francisco's going to come into the game. They're going to try to run the ball down the Cowboys' throat. That's exactly what they're going to try to do. You're going to have to do something to dictate the run. Most important, you're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. That is easier said than done against San Francisco. They are very, 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 very solid up front. They are very solid up front. Trent Williams will be there. Aaron Blake is their starting left guard. They do a lot of pulling with their guards. They do a lot of trap plays with their running backs, and it gives them holes to open with and gets them into the second level of the defense. Linebackers going to have to tackle well. That's just what's going to have to happen. Hopefully, Eric Kendrick is back. He's the leader of the defense. He is the guy with the speaker and the helmet. He's the one that puts the defense in the right positions, and he's done an excellent job of it this year so far. As long as the defensive line is not getting driven back into his lap. That is super important tomorrow. That is very important. These defensive tackles are going to have to stand their ground. That is ultimately what can win or lose you this game. You need to get them off the field. You need to get them to where they have to throw the ball. Brock Purdy has thrown 8 touchdowns this year. He's also thrown 8 interceptions. If you ever watch the San Francisco 49ers, what they do well is crossing routes. Everything is meshed. Everything is over the middle. That's what they do. Throwing the ball to the running backs. They haven't had that opportunity this year because their starting running back, he hasn't played. He's a bigger threat receiving the ball than he is running the ball. As good as he is a running back, we're talking about Christian McCaffrey, as good as he is as a running back, to me, I think he's a better receiver. He is so dangerous out of the backfield, and they haven't had that element to their game this year. Then you have this Deebo Samuel thing where he has pneumonia and nobody knew about it. And then all of a sudden after the game last Sunday, he's hospitalized with fluid in his lungs. And then Brandon Ayuk tears his ACL in the same game. You're down to your second, third receivers. Your best receivers this week are going to be Chris Conley and Ricky Pearsall, who's coming off a gunshot injury. This is the prime opportunity to kick the dog while it's down. They even the playing field. The injuries have even the playing field. Sure, you have some injuries in some key spots. You're not going to have Micah Parsons. But, I mean, to be honest with you, if you've watched the Cowboys play in the last couple of weeks, minus that Detroit game, I don't care who was playing. They were going to whoop our ass. The defense has played solid without DeMarcus Lawrence and without Micah Parsons. It's been pretty solid. They were super solid against Pittsburgh, who's a predominantly run team. They were very solid. Secondary wise, Kalen Carson will probably start at corner as long as that shoulder's going to hold up, and he'll probably be a game time decision. This is a game where you're going to get some opportunities, especially if you force Brock Purdy to throw the ball for Trayvon Diggs to finally have a big game. He's going to be matched up with a wide receiver that he can cover, and he's going to have to have a big game. He's coming off that ACL injury, man. And I know it takes a little bit of while to get acclimated back into the playing speed for sure. But he's looked a little lethargic. In the Detroit game, he acted like he didn't want to tackle. And, he's been known to have those type of, what do you call them, business decisions while he's out there playing. But we're going to have to create some turnovers. And we'll talk about that in the keys to victory. Fred Warner will be there no matter what. He'll be a middle linebacker. Dre Greenlaw, who, if you've watched any of these past couple of years, Greenlaw has been the Cowboy killer. He's been the one. He's out. He's on injury reserve. He won't be there. Starting in his place will be Devondre Campbell. And Devondre Campbell, quiet as kept, has had a pretty good season. Travarius Ward and Malik Mustafa are very good in the secondary. Malik Mustafa played an excellent game against Kansas City right up until Patrick Mahomes ran him over in the end zone. We were talking about it in one of our group chats, and we were like, man, he's getting hit. You know what I mean? Like Mustafa is running, he's hitting everybody. And as soon as Patrick Mahomes ran him over, that kind of went away. But they're pretty good. They're pretty decent in the secondary. They're very good at linebacker, and they got one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. Plus, you got Malik Collins, the former Cowboy, playing at defensive tackle for him. They've got a pretty good lineup. What can the Cowboys do to win this game? We'll start on offense. Offensive keys to victory. First thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. You're going to have to control the line of scrimmage, particularly in the passing game, because you're going to have to protect Dak Prescott. Let's be honest. You are not the best pass protecting team right now in the NFL. Matter of fact, you're probably one of the worst. I believe they're ranked 30th in offense right now. 29th in offense right now. Not very good. 15th in offense. They're right in the middle of the pack. Defense is where the low rankings are, but we'll talk about that in a minute. There is one positive coming out for the Cowboys this week. DALVIN Cook is activated. He is activated. He will be active for the game on Sunday. Now, what does that mean? Particularly, me in particular, I don't think it'll mean much. I think he will be on a pitch count. You will see him in the game. He'll come in and get maybe 3 or 4 carries, depending on how those 3 or 4 carries go. That will dictate how he plays throughout the game. DALVIN Cook had one offseason last year because he was nursing a shoulder injury. Every year before that, DALVIN Cook has been a mainstay in the NFL. In rushing, receiving, picking up blitzes in the backfield. Whatever they've asked DALVIN Cook to do in Minnesota, he did well. Last year with the Jets, he was nursing the shoulder injury. He didn't really get to play that much. Plus, you got Breece Hall, who's a thoroughbred, in the backfield. He wasn't really going to get to play a lot anyway because of Breece Hall. But they picked up DALVIN Cook because Breece Hall had an injury the year before that. I think he tore his ACL the year before that. So he's coming off a lot of rest. Reports out of practice was that DALVIN Cook has been tearing it up in practice, and it was time for him to play. Well, if he's been tearing it up in practice and you've been seeing the running game that the Cowboys have been having, why the hell did it take 8 weeks to get him on the active roster? I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I'm excited about him being able to play. Great running back, has been a great running back in the past. Like I said, he can run the ball well. He receives the ball out of the backfield well. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping that him and Rico can carry this team. These receivers are going to have to get some separation tomorrow. You got backup corners, you got backup safeties playing. Let's get some separation. Let's give Dak some targets to hit. Showed you a stat back in the past, I think in probably 2 episodes ago about receiver separation. Receiver separation in NFL, the average is like 2.8 yards. 2.8 yards of separation for quarterbacks to hit. Highest has been CeeDee Lamb at 2.1 yards. A lot of that has to do with trash route combos, things like that. But these receivers are going to have to find a way tomorrow to get some separation. Hopefully they play Turpin in the slot a lot more tomorrow. Last year when they played the 49ers, the one big play came from Turpin out of the slot, came on a corner route on the right corner of the end zone. Man, there's a perfect pass by Dak, and that made the score 14-7, and then it just went to poop after that. But hopefully we can get Tobin in the slot, kind of stretch this defense out, man, and then, Ferguson, everybody can just get some yards, get some separation, get some receiving yards, man, and kind of, protect Dak. Got to get the ball out quick. Offensive line has not held up. Tyler Guyton will play. Not sure he's going to start. I think the offensive line has looked better with Tyler Smith at left tackle and TJ Bass at left guard. Right side of your offensive line has been your issue. Zach Martin has not played well. Hopefully this week gave him a little bit of rest because he was nursing a back issue. Had a PFF score of 20 last week or 2 weeks ago against the Detroit Lions. Had a 0 PFF grade in pass protection. Hopefully this week got him some treatment. His back will be okay. Terrence Steele has been awful at right tackle, and that's the nicest way that I can say it. He's been really, really bad. It kind of baffles me why you have the rookie at left tackle in Tyler Guyton. He played right tackle in college. I don't understand why we haven't made that move yet either. Put him at right tackle because he at left tackle, which is, probably the most difficult position to play on the offensive line other than center, where you have a rookie at center too, but he's done fairly well. I mean, his grade, if you gave him a grade at this point in the season, it'd probably be a C. He's missed some plays, right? But he's a rookie. He's learning. One thing he doesn't mind, he don't mind getting grimy, and he will stick his head in there, right? He's just been being beat on some tackle twists and things like that, that'll come to him. Tyler Guyton has played left tackle far better than Terrence Steele has played right tackle. He played right tackle all the way through high school, all the way through college. This switch has been pretty difficult for him, but he's played decent, right? He gets in the way. Had a couple holding penalties. He's 6'8", got long arms. Anytime he extend those arms out, referees are going to see that. They're going to call the hold. Move him over to his natural position. Get Terrence Steele the hell up out of here. Sure, he signed a big contract, man, but sometimes you just got to eat it. I blame McCarthy and the idiot GM for that stupid move. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Jerry's the root of all evil, man. I'm telling you. And as long as we keep bringing in these coaches, man, that are either washed up, been out of the NFL for 5 or 6 years, or, stand there and clap their hands or fold their arms, man, this is the kind of result it's going to get. You're absolutely right. Guyton is a right tackle, not a left tackle. You are absolutely right. And Terrence Steele has played so bad that I don't understand why you just don't make that switch. I think that would make your offensive line a lot better. And the number 3 key to victory for the offense is establish some sort of running game. You got a brand new racehorse. He's been sitting on the practice squad for 8 weeks. Turn his ass loose. Turn Rico Dowdle loose. Keep Zeke on the sideline where he needs to be. You can bring him. Yes, he is an idiot. I agree, Cowboy champs. I'm not. Yeah, there's no other way to say it. Yeah, laying your helicopter on the practice field in the middle of practice. That just lets you know how idiotic he is. Turn the racehorses loose. Establish some sort of running game. That is super important tomorrow. Keep that offense off the field. Keep the 49er offense off the field. Sure, it's a little bit depleted, but they still run the ball well. Before Mason got hurt, he was the leading rusher in the NFL before the shoulder injury. Am I a Dakaroni? I'm going to tell you about what I think about Dak Prescott, and I'll be totally honest with you. Dak is a quarterback that is serviceable in the NFL. That's what he is. He does a lot of things well. There's a lot of things that he needs to work on. I don't think Dak is the problem in Dallas. I don't. Did Dak deserve $60 million a year? Probably not. But when you pay Trevor Lawrence 55, yeah, Dak's $5 million better than Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, give him $60 million. Just saying. Yeah, DALVIN Cook is supposed to play tomorrow. Absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about, these racehorses. You got DALVIN Cook. He has established himself as a good running back, borderline great running back in the NFL. He's had a year off of rest. Let's do it. Put him in the game. Let's see what he's got. Absolutely, Derek. It is about time. It is. All right. Defensive keys to victory. Number 1, you are going to have to control the line of scrimmage against these people. You're going to have to. They're going to come out and they're going to try to establish a run game right off the bat. Right off the bat. San Francisco was playing Kansas City, and it did not look good. I agree 100%. They're going to try to establish a run game, and they're going to try to run the ball down your throat, and they're going to try to embarrass you. The number one thing that you cannot do is you are going to have to put your foot down, say no, and stop the run. That is the most important thing tomorrow that they need to do. Mozzie Smith, Odigizua. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that right then. Osi Odigizua. I know his name. I can say it. Osi Odigizua is going to have a big game. Mozzie Smith is going to have a big game. Mozzie played very well against Pittsburgh. He played like trash against Detroit. He's going to have to turn this around. You've had a week of rest. You had a week of repetition getting this thing right. Let's get Mozzie going. Linval Joseph, Carlos Watkins, going to have to play well. Key to victory number 2, stop the run. We talked about that. Control the line of scrimmage, stop the run. Number 3, make Brock Purdy uncomfortable. Brock Purdy has been ultra shaky this year. Ultra shaky. Now you take his 2 biggest weapons away. Well, you take one of them away, possibly a second one. Kittle's going to play. Kittle's always be there. That's kind of his safety crutch. Yeah, I'm kind of done with Mozzie too, but hopefully he can turn this around. I'm sure hoping so. He hasn't had Christian McCaffrey to throw the ball to out of the backfield. Christian McCaffrey, if you've watched the 49ers play in the past, and it baffles me how you go on these sports talk shows and they're Brock Purdy this and Brock Purdy that. Brock Purdy does a really good job throwing screen routes to Christian McCaffrey, and he does an excellent job at throwing a quick screen to Deebo Samuel, and they'll get tons of yards after catch. Sure, it goes on the quarterback stats, but what did we really do? Brandon Ayuk coming across the middle, that's been like their main play to get them yards. If they got a 3rd and 14 coming across the middle, he'll hit Brandon Ayuk, and Brandon Ayuk will take it around the corner, either the right side or the left side, and he'll have a big play. If you watch them play Baltimore last year, Kyle Hamilton had like 3 picks in the first half. And what he did was just follow Brock Purdy across the field and cut off the crossing route every time. And he ended up getting pulled out of the game. This is what they do. These crossing routes, something to Kittle coming across the middle, some Kittle running an out route. It's very, very simple what they do. But what makes it difficult is they run the ball so well. You have to bring everybody up. These safeties, wide receivers get behind these safeties and they make big plays. You have to take that away from them tomorrow. You have to make Brock Purdy uncomfortable. I know your defensive ends are out, but Chauncey Golston, Tyus Wheat, these guys are going to have to get pressure on Brock Purdy. They're going to have to. Yes, it is definitely hurting Purdy's production. There's no question about it. He is definitely not the same quarterback that he's been in the last 2 years. That's for sure. And the reason being is because Christian McCaffrey's not back there. Like it's pretty simple. Mason is not a pass catching running back. He's just not. And that kind of takes that element of it away. George Kittle has kind of taken that little short passing game up under his wing, and he's doing a pretty good job of it, right? But with that foot injury, I don't know how long he's going to be able to play. I don't. Been questionable, all week, limited participant all week. He's going to try to go tomorrow because it's George Kittle. He's just a neighborhood tough dude, right? But, he's not going to be 100%. And we have to be able to take advantage of these injuries. They have injuries in key places. We have injuries in key places too, right? We're missing our 2 starting defensive ends. But the Golston and Wheat have played pretty decent in these past couple of weeks. Overshown's going to get a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things tomorrow. He's going to be able to move around the field. He's going to have an opportunity to cover George Kittle. And I think that we can do this. I think that this is a game that we can win if we do these keys to victory. With that being said, my prediction for tomorrow, Cowboys 21, San Francisco 17. I think we climb the hurdle. I think we get the monkey off of our back, and I think we come out of this bye week with a win. I believe that. That's what we're going with. 21-17 Cowboys. We're going to shock the world, and then everybody can just talk shit to us Monday morning on all these sports shows, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I haven't missed a game yet. I haven't missed one yet. And I don't plan on missing one tomorrow. Come on, Dallas. Pull through for your boy. Okay, tomorrow, no matter what, after the game, win or lose, we'll go live right after the game. Probably won't have a bunch of graphics or a bunch of stats up, but we'll talk about the game. And we'll be talking about this Cowboy victory. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely a homer, Derek. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm also an honest homer, and I tell you when these Cowboys are terrible and when they're not. I just think that this bye week did some good. I listened to Mike McCarthy's interview yesterday, and he talked about how everything was just reset. We went back. He always talks about we had a pretty decent week of practice. We had a good week, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday, he seemed a little bit more confident. Right? Like, yeah, I think we ironed some things out, They did some things that were a little bit different. They had offensive players go with defensive coaches and defensive players go with offensive coaches. And they said they got some real good constructive criticism, like things that are going wrong, like things why you haven't been successful and you need to do this to be successful. Right? And it's giving you a different point of view. And hopefully things like that work. I've heard of a couple NFL teams doing that, particularly during the bye week when you don't have to be trapped in a room somewhere with your position coach and you have an opportunity to kind of move around, the complex and do some other things. And, they got some rest. Hopefully some of these injuries got taken care of. You had some injured guys that tried to go. They're not going to be able to go. But you had some guys that were hurt that are going to be able to come back, particularly your middle linebacker. Hoping Eric Kendricks gets an opportunity to play because I think we missed him in that Detroit game pretty seriously. All right. So tomorrow, right after the game, no matter what, we're going to go live, win or lose. I just got a feeling it's going to be after a victory, and we're going to get to celebrate a little bit. Might be a little animated in here. But yeah, we're going to be able to do it. Okay. That's all I got for you today. Tomorrow, 7:20. Cowboys versus the 49ers, showdown in Santa Clara, battle of the Bay Area, whatever you want to call it, is Cowboys, 49ers, old school rivalry renewed. We're going to get this going. All right. Cowboys C3. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Watch some of these college games. I think A&M and LSU are playing right now. I think Colorado plays a late game. So y'all get you some football in. All right. Peace.